Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about fragrance, skincare, fashion, and the finer things in life. And today I have the newest Parfum de Marly in front of me right now. Whoa, here she is in this beautiful pink box. Her name is Oriana. So if you have any questions in your mind regarding this newest Parfum de Marly release, I got you all covered. I'm gonna give you the scoop. So what are you gonna do? Go grab a drink if you're feeling a little thirsty. Go grab a snack if you're feeling a little hungry. Come find me here with Oriana and we're gonna start our conversation. Alright, so the newest Parfum de Marly in front of me right now, Oriana. But before we start our conversation, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I mainly talk about fragrance, I talk about skincare, and I also talk about finer things in life. And what sets this channel apart is that this is a bilingual channel, meaning each and every video comes in two different languages. One of them is in Turkish and the other one is in English. They are exactly the same, and you are about to watch the English version. One other thing that I do not do on this channel is that I don't love, I don't like, or I don't find each and every fragrance on the face of the planet intoxicating. Yes, there are fragrances I dislike. There are fragrances I don't like, and I'm not afraid to tell, or I'm not afraid to let you know that those fragrances are not worth your money, or those brands in that sense are the brands that we should run away from. And if you need examples of me doing so, go check my playlist and then watch my videos regarding Fragrance du Bois, Nishane, all kinds of fragrances. I have a kind of a like a large portfolio on this channel right now. And most importantly, one thing that we never do on this channel is that we don't have white straight male rank female fragrances, because it is very toxic. It is propagating this toxic straight white male heteronormative culture. And you know, in 2021 we do not need that. We're better than that. I don't believe in gender, really. Anyone can wear anything. Some guy cannot rank women fragrances. And I know and I feel that some fragrances are sexier or can enhance our attractiveness. And I also have two videos on this channel of the fragrances, one designer, one niche, that I find to be sexy. However, uh, as a realistic person, as a scientist, as a cancer biologist, I'm well aware of the fact that a fragrance cannot make you wet or cannot make your partner come. For that very reason, we don't need white straight male also ranking the female fragrances and telling you what you should or should not wear. You should be wearing whatever your heart desires, because there is only one rule when it comes to fragrance, and that is the owner's and the user's happiness. Alright, so if we have Parfum de Marly Oriana, are we gonna be happy? Is this a worthwhile purchase? Let's dive in. Alright, so I'm gonna take a sip and I'm gonna open the box. Alright, she is here, and normally I don't really buy Parfum de Marly fragrances at retail price. I wait until they go on discounted websites, and then usually my Delinas, Cassili, or Athalia came from those websites at a very lower price point, like $150, $140. However, I made an exception for this one because last Sunday I was in New York, I was in Manhattan, and then that was my last day, and I had a little breakfast in Soho, and I called the Parfum de Marly store in the meatpacking district. Donna picked up the phone and said, I'm actually waiting for my boss to give me the go to make this fragrance Oriana available and put it on the shelf. I told her, okay, just let me know. I'm gonna be around until 3 p.m. and if there is a chance that I could smell this fragrance in the store, I'd be very happy. I could just like jump on the subway and meet you in Meatpacking District in the Parfum de Marly store. And she called back actually, and she said, come on over, which I did. And then I got to try this Parfum de Marly Oriana in store. And according to her, this was the first in-store purchase in the nation. I'm not sure how accurate is that, but I know for a fact that her boss, Ivan Jacqueline, actually, he is the guy who does Parfum de Marly's USA deals or USA distribution, whatever, just allowed her to put this on the shelf. And she just called me back, and I just stepped in the store and tried, and I purchased this. All right, so what's going on with this fragrance? All right, so I'm gonna spray this on my left hand. This fragrance has dried down on my skin on my right hand, and I have it also in the fabric on here. All right, so let's spray this and then let's start what's going. All right, the first thing that is gonna hit you in your nose is a very citrusy, orangey, kind of like grapefruit, boozy feel. Um, it's very citrusy, the opening, and I am not a big fan of citrus fans, and I want that opening, that citrusy fresh feeling to disappear very quickly. And thankfully, that citrus opening in this fragrance called Oriana is very short-lived. It dissipates, it's welcoming you with that fresh kind of like, airy summer vibe. It just tells you that, hey, hello, you just sprayed me, and it just like parts. What you're left with after that citrusy orange opening is, to my nose, and I just told that to Donna directly in the store, blackcurrant and sugar. So, flipping the tester bottle, she checks the notes, and then we see, yes, there's a citrus opening. It's so easy to detect. I think it's citrus, orange, and grapefruit. And then comes blackcurrant with orange blossom, and at the base of the fragrance there are marshmallows, muskmallow. I think that's a plant oil seed that gives that floral musky component at the base of the fragrance. There is whipped cream, chantilly cream, and there's also musk. So what I was smelling after 5 minutes in the store was basically blackcurrant, fruit, and sugar. And at that point, what came to my mind was Armancy. What came to my mind was Love, Don't Be Shy, Memo Mafra, and some other uh, musky, sweet fragrance that I have smelled a couple of times, maybe more than a couple of times before. And I was like, this is not groundbreaking. This is not unique. This is nowhere near ugly. It is beautiful. It is fluffy. It is kind of like a Japanese cheesecake like vibe. It's like, chocolate mousse, but mixed chocolate. It's just like a vanilla mousse. It's that uh, airy feeling, kind of like the air bubbles inside that is floating on your skin, but that fruitiness and that comes from the black currant, and yes, orange blossom. It gives you the freshness that brought about memories when I sprayed, Jean-Paul Gaultier Classique Intense, that kind of like, or Elisab, Le Parfum Invite, kind of like orange blossom freshness. So, what I'm saying right now is that we are faced with a fragrance that is not unique, that has its DNA been presented in many different bottles before. However, this fragrance is not that sweet like the others I mentioned. However, this fragrance is not as fruity as the others. This fragrance is really, really light. This fragrance is not really attacking you. This fragrance is not leaving a prominent, strong sillage or projection. When it comes to longevity, I'm giving 6 hours on your skin. However, please be warned that after 30 to 45 minutes, I'm losing that fruitiness, blackcurrant sugar vibe in this fragrance, and it gets very, very, very close to my skin with that marshmallow, slight vanilla whipped cream, and musky scent. It is beautiful. It is feminine. It is young. It is kind of like crunchy, but also like, buttery. However, it is not the usual Parfum de Marly we've seen before. It is not as explosive or as striking as Delina or Delina Explosive. It is not as fruity. It is not as juicy as Cassili. So this is a little departure from what we know Parfum de Marly to be. This is very light. I think this is catering to the crowd uh, who also likes Joe Malone, Diptyque, Le Labo, those kind of brands that I'm not really fan of, but they are known to have those, like, light, airy, fruity, not really invasive fragrances. Parfum de Marly has a fragrance like that in Oriana. Longevity is definitely better than those brands. It's still sitting on your skin, but it's very personal. And for that reason, I don't see this fragrance to be performing really well in winter. I think this fragrance needs a skin that is well warm, humid, kind of like moisturized, and kind of like, this fragrance needs circulation to be shining. Even if I spray this fragrance all over myself and I walked from the meatpacking district to Soho Hotel, I was a little sweaty, but I wasn't really getting the whiffs of fragrance from myself. Normally that happens with all the other Parfum de Marlys, but it wasn't really happening with that fragrance here, and that made me convinced that this is not a really a sillage projection monster. This is more like a kind of like the personal fragrance that sits close, very very close to your skin. And what sits very close to your skin is kind of like a sweet musky scent with a little kind of like a lactonic touch. So what are you gonna do? I am holding a full bottle, but I told you this was one of the first purchases in the store, and I was in New York, and I also bought this as a souvenir just to remind myself of the last 2 weeks I had spent in New York. So this was a special buy for me. However, if I was not in New York, if I had just bought a decant from eBay, I am telling you, I would not be holding a full bottle right now. I don't think this fragrance is full bottle worthy. It is really nice. And what I would say is that if you like Parfum de Marly, if you like Armani C, if you like Love Don't Be Shy, if you like sweet musky scents like Prada Candy, if you like Memo Mafra, and if you think that this bottle and the color is so cute, and if you are collecting all Parfum de Marly, give this Oriana a try. Decant it. However, do not smell this fragrance on a blotter or on a piece of paper. It does not do justice at all. It does not smell. It just, it's nothing on a paper. It needs to be in contact with your skin, because this is in nature to me is a light, fluffy, kind of like airy fragrance that needs to interact with the body warmth, body temperature. If you're okay with all of these statements, and if you say, oh my God, I have to have it, yes, go get it. It's still beautiful. There is a high quality fruity floralness in this fragrance that Parfum de Marly can do really well. There is a nice whipped cream note, which is neither too sweet nor cloying. It sits really well on your skin, and the muskiness and the marshmallow kind of like supports it and makes this very feminine, young, and nice smelling. Please be aware that you're not going to be purchasing anything groundbreaking, anything super unique, or anything that you have not smelled before. You are basically purchasing a derivation, but it's a nice derivative. So, since this had a kind of like emotional meaning, as I bought this from the store in the meatpacking district, and I hadn't been to meatpacking district, so it was like, it was kind of like a good coincidence and a souvenir. I am holding the full bottle and I'm going to be using it. However, I cannot really recommend this new release with my eyes closed. What I can tell you is that please decant it, or please sample the tester on your skin and see it for yourself. But I am not getting that explosive, strong Parfum de Marly touch from this fragrance. It's a little departure from the usual Parfum de Marly. It's a little closer to the mold scent or designer scent world. It is not ugly, but I'm not okay telling you to give or fork out $320 on this fragrance. If you like it, maybe sleep on it. Wait until this hits the discounted websites. I'm sure it will hit eBay. I'm sure it will go on that discounted websites where we'll be able to buy this at somewhere between $150 and $200. This is the deal. This is the scoop on this newest release. Great presentation, but the fragrance wise is not giving me life, is not really what I'm here for when it comes to Parfum de Marly. Wow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you tried this fragrance, if you tried the newest Parfum de Marly, please, please, please leave a comment and tell me what you think. Do you disagree? Do you agree? I want to know. Let's keep the discussion going down in the comment section. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I cannot wait to see you at the next one. Well, winter is coming, so I have Kayali fragrances. I'm gonna review them. I have the new brand, Pure Distance, or new to me brand, Pure Distance. I'm gonna be doing a brand overview. We're gonna talk about My Way Intense. We're gonna talk about L'Interdit Rouge Eau de Parfum. Wow. Portfolio is getting larger on this channel. Thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to see you at the next one. Take care, everyone.